Now, good evening. We will call to order our regular county council meeting for April 21st, 2026. We start on time so we can end on time, and we always start with the invocation, tonight by Mr. Allen, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Mr. Crawford. If I get everybody, please stand.
Let us pray. Praise God. Heavenly Father, we're thankful once again for this opportunity to come together here. Help us, O Lord, so that all things that we do will be done for your glory. Help us, O Lord, to understand that oftentimes we have not because we ask not, and when we ask according to your word, so many times we ask amiss. Help us, O Lord, to increase our faith, encourage our hearts, touch our land, and send us rain, Lord, for the farmers, for everyone, Lord, that needs this tonight. Watch over us and keep us all safe and healthy. Touch and bless each and every family and household represented here tonight, and help us all to be able to come together in one mind and one accord, all for your glory. For we ask it in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. All right, we'll move right into public input. We've had 4 people sign up tonight, and that's great. We would love to hear from them. I just want to go over our rules real quick. We have 5 minutes by rule. We have this wonderful clock up here, if you want to look at it. Green means go, go, go. Yellow is 1 minute left, and red is stop. We'll try not to be as mean as the Supreme Court can be at times if you run over the red light. If you're in the middle of a sentence, go ahead and finish your sentence, but let's try to be courteous to the people watching and the people that are in line. Remind everybody this is a professional venue. We want to hear from you, but we don't want you up here doing anything unprofessional. So we know that you've got a reason for being here, and we want to hear it, like I said. First up will be Mr. John Long, speaking on the consolidation of Horry County Police Department and Horry County Sheriff's Office. Mr. Long.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for having me to speak tonight. Again, my name's John Reuben Long II. I tell people that the jail and I were both named after the same person, my granddad. That doesn't get me any privilege or any extra things. Just to know my family has been in this county for generations, and I love Horry County and I care about it. But an issue has arisen that's causing me great grief, and that's the issue that we have with Horry County Police Department. Recently, I've read 4 articles in the Wall Street Journal about our county being described as if we're still in the 1800s. It's described as a good old boy system. There's corruption, there's scandals in law enforcement, and the good old boy system, it seems to be alive and well in Horry County. This has brought great embarrassment to me, to my family. I've had friends call me from out of state saying, what's going on in Horry County? Law enforcement should be trusted. We should have confidence in law enforcement. But I'm here tonight to tell you, in my personal opinion, enough is enough. There is currently a bad system in place for the county law enforcement. That's evidenced by the same problems being repeated over and over again without address. We need to evaluate how to change the system more than the individuals within the system. Instead of imagining the best person for the job, imagine the worst person applying for the job. Now, design a law enforcement system with that in mind. You would create a screening process to weed out bad candidates. You have checks and balances and oversight to eliminate bad people from the job. You would have public scrutiny so that there will be accountability to the citizens of Horry County. There will always be problems because each one of us here, each one of us in the world, is a flawed human being. Inherently, we crave power and we crave control. But power multiplies and magnifies those flaws in each one of us. A system expecting those flaws is needed. Transitioning to a sheriff form of county law enforcement is not the absolute answer to bring back pride and confidence. There will always be a potential to abuse power, but it is a step in the right direction. It's not easy to turn a battleship. It takes time. But if that ship is on the wrong course, you got to turn that battleship. And the first step in that, creating a better law enforcement in every county, in my opinion, is to have a referendum, to allow the people of every county, to give them the opportunity to say, enough is enough. This is an embarrassment to this county. That's why I'm requesting that a referendum be placed on the next public ballot to allow the people to decide if they want to transition to a sheriff being in charge of every county law enforcement. Mr. Chairman, please put this topic on the agenda at the next county council meeting so it can be discussed. Thank you for allowing me to speak and to voice my opinion. That's why we have the best form of government in the world, that I, as an average citizen, can stand up and talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming out. We'll move right on to Preston Kelly, speaking about 15-foot wetland buffers.
Hello, everyone. I'm Preston Kelly, your Waccamaw Riverkeeper with Winyah Rivers Alliance. Thank you for having me up here. I'd like to start off by saying that I'm here to speak on behalf of my organization, our members, and our supporters throughout the county. I'd like to start off by saying that we are incredibly grateful that Horry County is taking this first important step by considering a wetland ordinance. A 15-foot buffer may or may not sound like much.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Did you realize you were wearing a hat?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know if you realized that or not.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll take it off for you.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. 15-foot buffer may not sound like much, but it's absolutely a meaningful start. And it shows that this county is recognizing the vital role our wetlands continue to play in protecting the people who call this beautiful county home. Wetlands are not just our scenic spaces, they're our natural infrastructure. And they help absorb floodwaters, filter pollutants, and sustain our wildlife, including us as humans. When we lose these wetlands, we lose these protections. Since 1875, our state has seen a loss of more than 2.3 million acres of wetlands due to development, runoff, and altered hydrology, oftentimes attributed to these developments. Here in Horry County, between 1996 and 2021, we lost nearly a fifth of all of our forested wetlands, while land development continued to increase by 60%. Wetlands still make up roughly 38% of our county, and every acre that we help protect helps prevent increased flood damages to our businesses, our homes, and our roads. We know firsthand what flooding looks like here. All of us have experienced it. From Bucksport to Socastee, from Conway to Carolina Forest, families have seen waters rise higher and higher and stay longer and longer with each passing storm. Every storm has reminded us that these wetlands are our first line of defense, holding millions of gallons of water that would otherwise inundate our neighborhoods and overwhelm our already struggling infrastructure. The Waccamaw National Wildlife Refuge is a great example of this, holding nearly 90 billion gallons of water during and after Hurricane Florence, sparing downstream communities from even greater losses. We'd just like to say that this ordinance is a step towards resiliency, and we love to see it here in Horry County. It's a sign that the county is ready to lead by example, valuing the wetlands that make this place not only beautiful, but safer and more sustainable for our future generations. And as we look ahead, we encourage you, the council, to consider Georgetown County's new ordinance as a model for next steps. As I said in the beginning, 15 feet isn't much, but it is a great start. On building this foundation with stronger buffers and clear protections that match the scale of our growth. We're proud to support this ordinance in the county and hopeful for what comes next. Protecting the wetlands protects the people, and it's good policy, good stewardship, and good sense for a county that knows the cost of flooding all too well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming out. All right, we'll move on to Kevin Suggs, who's going to speak about consolidation of Horry County Police Department and Horry County Sheriff's Office.
Good evening. I'd like to be the first to say thank you for allowing me to be here today to speak. My name's Kevin Suggs. Council, I'm here because someone needs to address the systemic issues that continue to plague the Horry County Police Department. I want to first thank this council for everything that you've done thus far to address those issues, specifically as it relates to the Scott Spivey case. However, I want to know, what is your plan to fix the Horry County Police Department? What's the plan? It has been almost 3 years since that shooting. The Horry County Police Department determined within minutes it was a clear case of self-defense. Since then, we have seen no indication of any meaningful moves to change the culture. I find it interesting that many of the individuals responsible for overseeing that case were later promoted. How do you explain this? Did you even know that this had occurred? I've been in law enforcement for 23 years. I spent 10 of those years with the Horry County Police Department. I know there are good people in that police department. I have no doubt of that. But I also know there are deep-seated issues and problems. How many times have officers been involved in scandals? How many times have they been allowed to resign just to prevent a public scandal in and of itself? Under various chiefs, whether they're internal or external, these things keep occurring. The real question is, why do people feel so comfortable doing these things? Whether it's the handling of a homicide or the arrest of an officer just this month for soliciting money to fix a ticket, there's a culture of, what can I get away with, instead of, who do I serve? I implore this council to give the people back their voice. There are 12 of you. You hold our trust. You hold the power we have entrusted in you to wield on our behalf. It is time to return the authority taken from the sheriff's office, not by the voters of this county, but by Legislative Act 21 of 1959. I say this as a veteran of the Horry County Police Department. The sheriff is answerable to all the people. If another Scott Spivey occurs, there is no finger pointing. The accountability starts and ends with the sheriff. I look at you tonight and I see leaders I have voted for and trusted. I am asking you to lead us now by letting go of a system that is not working. While some may argue over the technical path to reform, you have the absolute power to facilitate the solution. If you are unable to fix the Horry County Police Department, I ask you to please, let's work together to return power to the people of Horry County. Let's return accountability to our law enforcement. Let us empower our sheriff so that, like you, he is one of us, chosen by us, and accountable to all of us. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming out. And finally, Jennifer Foley, speaking on the professionalism of the Horry County Sheriff's Office.
Good evening. Good evening, Chairman and the members of the council. My name is Jennifer Foley, and I reside in Fair Bluff, North Carolina. I am not a resident or a voting citizen of Horry County. However, my life has been completely changed about what happened in this county. And I want to speak to that today, if you don't mind. Almost a year ago, I stood at the same exact podium and I expressed my concern of the tragic loss of my brother and how it was handled in this county. And since then, we have made strides, great strides, to try and fix some of those injustices. But I want to come to you tonight to talk about a much different experience that we have experienced in the last year. So after fighting really hard to get Scott's case reopened and reinvestigated, we have actually, through the civil courts, been able to get Scott's case has finally seen a courtroom, finally this February. During this 4-day stand your ground hearing that was held here in the Horry County Courthouse, my family had a much different interaction with county law enforcement. We would like to thank the Horry County Sheriff's Office for the professionalism and respect that everyone in attendance received. Given the tense and sensitive matter of the hearing, the Sheriff's Office took extra precautions to ensure everyone's safety. They conducted themselves in a manner that protected the procedures of the court, and they took their job seriously. This type of professionalism is not created by a quick staff meeting to help review the dog and pony show. This is a culture that was created and nurtured through years of reflected accountability, through mandated use of policies and procedures, and from leadership that has led by example. The deputies on duty those 4 days carried the weight of their badge with respect and honor. They knew that the job they did would be a reflection on how the community would see them and respect them. This speaks volumes on their leadership. Horry County's dual law enforcement agencies have given me starkly different experiences. My family has unfortunately met lots of other families that have been denied justice for their loved ones and have had similarly horrific experiences with the Horry County Police Department. Horry County Police Department has presented itself to my family as a department with a culture that lacks boundaries or accountability. They prefer cover-ups over transparency, and they have weak leadership. This department does not have to answer to the people that it serves. They are not held accountable by those who call on them for help. The words above those doors, professionals that work for you, who's the you? The citizens of this great county? No. Because the citizens don't have a voice on who the leadership is in that department. It is clear that the leadership makes a big difference. And again, I'm not a citizen of your county, but I have always considered Horry County home. Every single day I cross that state line into your county. And so it does feel like my second home. I no longer see Horry County the same since the events that unfolded since losing my brother and the undue hurt that was caused by an unchecked police department. I will continue to share my story and my concerns because I value the safety and well-being of all who live and travel in Horry County. Since last year, nothing has been done to hold Horry County Police Department accountable for their actions of denying justice to take its course. In fact, 2 of the officers that were directly involved have been promoted to some of the highest offices in that department. Confidence in the county police has been compromised, and there is no outward transparency of a plan to restore the public's trust. You have hardworking citizens in this county, and they clearly are very capable of putting the right people into very important leadership positions, like you guys. Public elections make these leaders accountable to the citizens. This county's population continues to explode, and the time has come to prioritize efficiency, accountability, and a unified command. By merging the Horry County Police Department under the Sheriff's Office, the ultimate authority over countywide law enforcement is held by a person directly accountable to the citizens at a ballot box. This isn't about politics. This is about who do we call when we're in crisis and who comes to answer those calls. Thank you so much for listening to me tonight. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for that. And we will, that's everybody that signed up. We will go ahead and close public input, but I'd like to make a quick statement if I can. County Council has taken the position that public input is just like it is. It's for the public to give us input. We listen to them, and we don't argue with them, and we don't debate them. This is their time to bring to us what they want to bring to us. But this is such a sensitive topic and such a major topic, I thought I would make a comment on it. It's not just simply taking the keys from one person and handing them to another person. If we want to put it on a referendum, we need to do it like all of our referendums. We need to study it and figure out how we do it. It can be done, but how do you do it? And how much is it going to cost? And how long is it going to take? And how do you go about making sure that it's done properly? All that can't be done in a 1 hour or 2 hour meeting in a county council thing. I think you're going to have to bring in some professionals and do a lot of things to do that. And I think, Mr. Long, I think you're aware of this, that Mr. Hardy has been working on, we've been working on this for a little while now. I mean, not just recently. This has been something that's been kicked about a little bit, and we're getting into it. So I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if anybody knows what the answer is, but it's something that we will look at like we do all things. We're stewards of your money, of your life, your safety, and we take it seriously. And I'm reminded of that old anecdote about picking up trash on 501. If somebody says, are you in favor of getting rid of the litter on 501? 100 out of 100 people would say, yes, I'm absolutely in favor of that. But if you say, it's only going to cost you $500 a year, then the numbers drop down a little bit. So I don't know what it's going to cost. Nobody does. We'll get into all that. We'll figure out what we're doing. And if it gets put on a referendum, when you vote up or down on it, you'll know what you're voting for. Because I want you to be informed on it. And I will let anybody else on council who wants to add anything they want to that. Thank y'all very much.
I do.
Oh, Mr. DeSmond.
Yeah. We're blessed to have Sheriff Thompson,
No doubt.
and I agree with your sentiments about the professionalism of the Sheriff's Department. Another logistical concern I have about folding the police department into the Sheriff's Department is what happens if Mr. Thompson is one day replaced by an individual who is more akin to the 17 sheriffs in this state that have been arrested over the last 5 years for abuse of power. We have probably the ability to move quicker to affect change in the form that we have right now, as opposed to having to wait for the sheriff to be reelected in 4 years. And that would be the only thing that I could see as problematic in a culture where there is an abuse of power under the sheriff's department. And it's not to speak to our sheriff, because our sheriff is magnificent. But these are all things that need to be weighed and considered when we're making these decisions. I think there are other alternatives that don't necessarily involve folding one department into another, that might require additional positions added to the county government that I've discussed with David and having him start to explore that. But nobody here is saying that there isn't stuff that needs to be done. Just give us some opportunity to do it, and also investigate what your solution would look like as well. It's not necessarily saying it's not a viable alternative, it's just one that has to be thoroughly investigated.
Good points. Anybody else? All right, well then we will move on to the approval of the agenda contents. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, aye. In the approval of the minutes for the regular meeting for March 17th, 2025.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Okay, all those passed unanimously. The consent agenda, is there a motion?
So move.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously, and I think it's time for me to meet on the right, Michelle Murphy down at the podium.
I'm good. Nice to meet you, Michelle Murphy, with seated.
How are y'all doing? I'm going to put this thing on the floor so we can talk about it. All right, this is a resolution proclaiming April 2026 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in Horry County. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, so, Michelle, I'm going to give you this. I can read it all to you, or you can read it yourself. Here, let me just read it. It's so wonderful.
Sure.
It's wonderful. My reading's not wonderful, but this is wonderful.
Option A.
Whereas South Carolina's 1.1 million children residing in the diverse communities across our state, including the 63,000 children in Horry County, are our most valuable resource and will shape the future of our great state. And whereas childhood trauma, including neglect and abuse, which can have long-term psychological, emotional, and physical effects that have lasting consequences for victims, is a serious problem affecting every segment of our community. And finding solutions require input and action from everyone. And whereas protective factors are conditions that reduce or eliminate risk and promote the social, emotional, and developmental well-being of children and youth. And whereas effective child abuse prevention activities succeed because of the partnerships created between child welfare professionals, education, health, community, and faith-based organizations, businesses, mental and behavioral health, law enforcement agencies, and families. And whereas communities must make every effort to promote programs and activities that build strong children and strengthen families. And whereas we acknowledge that we must work together as a community in partnership to build awareness about child abuse and neglect and contribute to promote the social and emotional well-being of children, youth, and families in a safe, stable, and nurturing environment. And whereas prevention remains the best defense for our children and families. And whereas In state fiscal year 2024 through 2025, there were 7,024 substantiated Child Protective Services investigations with 12,371 children in South Carolina and 487 investigations with 766 children in Horry County. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Horry County Council proclaims April 26 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in Horry County, and we ask that all South Carolinians to dedicate themselves to protecting the quality of life for all families and children so that we end child neglect and abuse. And it is resolved this day, 21st of April 1926.
Thank you so much.
You get to take this on.
Thank you.
You want to say a few words?
I would love to say a few words. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Gardner and County Council members, for your support and the platform to raise awareness for child abuse prevention. I'm joined today by my Sea Haven colleagues who are on the front lines of child abuse prevention every day. Sea Haven for Youth has been providing youth crisis services for more than 40 years, and we serve over 800 youth and young adults in Horry County annually. We are proud to join Children's Trust of South Carolina in raising awareness and taking action to ensure all children grow up safe, supported, and able to reach their full potential. Throughout the month of April, Sea Haven is leading activities across Horry County focused on prevention, family strengthening, and public awareness, including the planting of pinwheel gardens like the one that we just put outside the front of this building. Hopefully you'll see the beautiful pinwheels sparkling in the sun. The pinwheel is a statewide and national symbol of child abuse prevention. It represents happy, healthy childhoods. In South Carolina, it also serves as a reminder that prevention is built through strong communities, effective programs, sound policies, and everyday acts of care that surround a child and support families. While April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, Sea Haven works all year to provide resources to families throughout Horry County, including the Strengthening Families Program and Parenting with Love and Logic. We work closely with Horry County Schools and the County Solicitor's Intervention Program, providing education and awareness to dozens of at-risk families and youth. Sea Haven operates the county's only 24-hour crisis shelter for youth ages 12 to 17, providing family counseling and wraparound services to youth who are facing homelessness, extreme conflict in their home, or are under the care of DSS or DJJ. And later this spring, the brand-new Sarah's House will open its doors as a permanent residence to 6 15 to 17-year-old girls who are in foster care. Child abuse and neglect are preventable. Research consistently shows that families are more likely to thrive when they have access to parenting and community support, resources, and strong social networks. Sea Haven and other community-based organizations play a crucial role in delivering these protective factors where families live, work, and raise their children. We are deeply grateful for Horry County's commitment to the continued care and support of our greatest resource, our children. Thank you very much. And we have pinwheels for all of you to take home and put out at your...
Okay, well, thank you. How about a picture?
The kids are going to try and steal them out of the yard, though, so. Well, too, I would imagine.
Okay, thank y'all.
We thank you.
Here we go.
Children are our future, Mr. Allen. We got to take care of them. We got to take care of them. All right, so we'll move right along to the reading of ordinances. Second reading and public hearing on the following ordinances to approve the request to amend the official zoning maps. First up is ordinance 17-2026, Kingston Engineering, agent for CM66. Mr. Hardy.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
This is scheduled for public hearing. Is there anyone here from the public that wishes to be heard on this? These next 5 are all scheduled for public hearing, so if anybody wants to jump out, just let me know. All right. Anyone from the council wish to be heard? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Ordinance 18-2026, LaWanda Williams. Mr. Hardy.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Anyone from the public? Hearing none. Anyone from council? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
That passes. Next up is ordinance 20-2026, Stephen Johnston, agent for Dorrance Johnson. Mr. Anderson?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Anyone from the public? Hearing none. Anyone from council? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Next up is ordinance 21-2026, David Avant, agent for Erica Roberts. Mr. Hardy?
So moved.
Second.
Anyone from the public? Hearing none. Anyone from council? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Ordinance 22-2026, Chris Sansberry, agent for Darrell Watts et al. Mr. Allen.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone from the public? Hearing none. Anyone from council? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Next up is second reading and public hearing of ordinance 24-2026, amending Article 2 and Article 13 of the zoning ordinance of Horry County pertaining to amusement uses.
So moved.
Thank you. Anyone from the public? Anyone from council? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Second reading and public hearing of ordinance 25-2026, amending Article 8, Section 809 of the zoning ordinance of Horry County pertaining to Highway 17 Business South Overlay. Mr. Servant.
So moved.
Second.
Anyone from the public? Hearing none. Anyone from council? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Second reading and public hearing, ordinance 26-2026, amending Article 8, Section 831 of zoning ordinance of Horry County, temporary vending overlay zones.
So
Motion.
moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Thank you. Public. Anyone from the public? Hearing none. Anyone from council? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Second reading and public hearing, ordinance 27-2026, amending Article 8, Section 806 of the zoning ordinance of Horry County, the Little River Overlay. Dr. Dukes, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Anyone from the public? Hearing none. Anyone from council? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Second reading and public hearing, ordinance 29-2026, authorizing the amendment of certain provisions of Chapter 2, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Horry County, and other matters relating thereto. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Anyone from the public? Hearing none. Anyone from council? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Second reading and public hearing. Pay attention, this one's going to be different. All right, here we go. Ordinance 29-2026, authorizing the amendment of certain provisions. I just did that one. Ordinance 31-2026 to amend the Horry County Code of Ordinances so as to regulate the use of personal electric devices within the unincorporated area of the counties. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. DeSabato, is there an amendment?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we amend the ordinance in such a way, we haven't had an opportunity to provide a written version of the amendment, but I'd like to direct council to amend it to read Section 13-13A1, personal electric device means an electric-powered seated wheel device. The term does not include an electric personal assistive mobility device, EPA-MD, or a stand-up device as defined in SE code, et cetera, et cetera. The idea behind the amendment here is that we're really looking to try and work on regulating the use of these like dirt bikes, these electric dirt bikes that tear through neighborhoods, people's backyards, but I don't think the intended purpose of this was to regulate like the stand-up scooters that the little kids drive. So they go much slower and they're not able to go across backyard terrain and things like that. So we'd like to just tighten up the motion.
All right, any discussion? All right, all in favor of this amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we're back, the amendment passes back to, well, first of all, anybody from the public wish to be heard on this? Yes, sir.
Thank you. My name is Doug Wickham, and I just wanted to thank Mr. Crawford and Mr. DeSpato for the amendment to this ordinance tonight. I happen to have a young son who, unfortunately, I felt like his stand-up scooter was being looped into this ordinance and maybe just confused about what the overall intent of the ordinance was. So I just wanted to thank those two gentlemen for listening to me, and thank you.
Good deal. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Okay, anyone else from the public? Hearing none, we'll close public hearing. Anyone from council? Hearing none, all in favor of the main motion, say aye.
Aye.
As amended. and that passes as amended unanimously. Next up is the first reading in ordinance 23-2026, amending Article 5, the zoning ordinances of Horry County pertaining to landscape buffer and tree preservation standards.
So moved.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, that passes unanimously. Next up is.
I would actually, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to just make one note on that.
Sure.
Understanding we're going to pass first reading of this ordinance, I would like to just notate for those at home that might be listening, we'll probably continue on with second reading just so that we can have public input, close the public hearing period, and then I just want to let people know that my intention is to defer this at second reading the vote until we have an opportunity to work through it. We have a meeting scheduled tomorrow with some folks in the development community and some folks on staff to try and work on some of the fine points of this ordinance. So I just want to let
That's
folks
good.
know that we're
Yeah.
working through it.
And it might get worked out before next meeting. If
It
not,
may very well, but in the event that
will.
it doesn't, I want to just let people know that we're not going to try and ram anything down
That's good. All right.
anyone's throat. Yeah.
Anybody else have any comment on that? All right, we'll move on to the first reading of ordinance 45-2026 to approve the request to amend the official zoning maps for Horry County so as to rezone PIN number 298-110-20003 from limited forest agriculture to passenger and product transportation. Mr. Hardy.
Chairman, I'd like to refer this back to the planning commission.
We have a motion to refer to the planning commission. We have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Next up is first reading of ordinance 46-2026 to approve the request to amend the official zoning maps for Horry County so as to rezone PIN number 263-100-40010 from commercial forest agriculture to commercial agriculture. Dr. Dukes?
So moved.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. That passes unanimously. Moving on to first reading of ordinance 47-2026 to approve the request to amend the official zoning maps for Horry County so as to rezone PIN number 337-150-10014 from commercial forest agriculture to limited manufacturing and industrial. Mr. Anderson,
So moved.
you have a second?
Second.
Mr. Anderson, is there a discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask my fellow council members to vote no with me in this particular situation. It's setting up a very commercial use behind a residential area that was residential before the situation came into play. I'd ask my council members to vote no.
Sounds like you've done your homework. Sounds like it's a good plan. Despite that, does anybody want to vote yes? Hearing none. All those opposed, nay?
Nay.
That fails unanimously. Memorial dedications. Mr. Allen.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I've got a few. Miss Tammy Prosser, Miss Carol Anderson, Mr. Michael Sellers, Miss Edna Martin, Miss Shirley Parker, Miss Norma Graham, Robert Allen Parsons, and Miss Sonny Shelley, who is the wife of former council member Johnny Shelley and current chairman of the Horry Co-op Board. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Mr. Anderson.
Theron Ladson Hunter, Ed Grove, Lynn Kuhn Roberts, Darrell Leon Gandy, Etta DeWitt, Kevin David Chestnut, Mary M. Susie, and Mr. Isidore Williams, Jr.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Dukes.
William Settinger and Janet D'Alessio.
Mr. Causey.
Chairman, Phyllis Edge Hardy.
Yes, sir. Mr. Crawford.
Mr. Jim DeFeo, he was the brother of Joe DeFeo, the former Horry County
Schools. Yes, sir. Thank you. Anyone else for memorials? All right, we will honor these individuals by closing out the meeting tonight in their memory. And upcoming meetings are listed on the agenda, but please pay attention to our social media because sometimes they do change. I believe, Mr. Servant, we got a change already?
Admin will meet on Monday at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, sir. No executive session. And Mr. Allen, you have an announcement?
Yes, sir. Everyone's invited out tomorrow to the Morris Graham Recreational Center for the groundbreaking for the Ainer Recreational Center, and it's going to be a good time. It's been a long time coming. Staff has worked very hard on this, and council, I thank you also for helping provide the funding for it. Thank you very much. 9:30 tomorrow morning at Michael Morris Graham.
We'll be there. Anybody else? Council, anything for the good of the county? Hearing nothing, motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion we adjourn tonight's meeting.
We are.